political campaigns as they gear up for the next election cycle. Artificial intelligence is quickly becoming one of the most powerful tools shaping how candidates connect with voters. From automated donor outreach to AI-generated messaging, the 2026 midterms could mark a major turning point in how political power is deployed. Travis Trawick is chairman and CEO of FullPAC, a nonpartisan campaign technology provider used by thousands of candidates nationwide. We say good morning to Travis.
Thanks for having me, Ken. Great to be here.
You bet. Nice to have you on. And are campaigns using AI right now? And if so, how are they using it?
Absolutely. It's already being used in political campaigns across the spectrum. Actually, you can take the acquisition that we made just a few months ago in Advocacy Lab, an AI-powered content generation platform that allows our users or our clients to very quickly generate copy and graphics that they can use to send to their voters that are resonating individually with each voter that's receiving it.
Interesting. And 2026 may be the first election where AI isn't just for support, but actually a core campaign operating system. Talk about that a bit.
Absolutely. Yeah. So AI has been used a little bit in 2025 and even before that, but 2026 is definitely going to be the first year that we see where it's mainstream, where campaigns across the political spectrum are using AI in order to benefit their campaigns, reach more voters, and reach them more effectively with a whole bunch of different use cases, either increasing the power of their copy so that it resonates better with the individual voters receiving it, or maybe for data targeting so that we can analyze the data that we're getting back more. That way we can use the power of a dozen volunteers in order to augment our outreach solutions.
Well, fundraising has always been one of the biggest challenges for campaigns. They always say that money is the mother's milk of politics. How is
Mhm.
automation and AI changing fundraising efficiency? Does it kind of take a lot of the burden off, I should say, because years ago you'd have to buy airtime on radio and TV stations.
Mm.
AI using social media kind of changes all of that, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It brings these tools down instead of being reserved for the biggest campaigns that have the biggest budgets. Now, local campaigns and smaller campaigns can enjoy those same outreach tools. And that's kind of a lot of what we're doing at FullPAC is bringing these high power tools that allow campaigns to run with more efficiency and more effectiveness and bringing those down so that they're accessible to all political campaigns and elected officials and nonprofits.
How much would you say exactly that AI, social media had in electing some of the social democrats or the democratic socialists, I should say, in New York and Seattle, et cetera, whose audiences tend to be more in touch with social media and AI? How much of an impact do you think AI had on the campaigns in the last year?
I think it was significant, more significant that we've come to realize already. And you look at the races in New York City Council. You can see from mayor that those races using AI and using digital in a way that resonates with the voters that are coming out to the polls. It creates those engagements and those relationships with the politicians that are. It's completely different than even just a few years ago. We can bypass all of the noise, bypassing these big channels and speaking directly to the voters so that they can resonate and hear our message directly. And it's a very powerful new way to campaign.
Yeah, traditionally, and I've been doing this for over 40 years or about 40 years, and traditionally, what we found is younger people can get loud about campaigns, but haven't
Oh yeah.
traditionally come out to vote. That seems to be changing very strongly. And there's only one thing that's changed, and that's AI and social media, really. I mean, that's the only difference here. So clearly, it's having an impact on younger people that it never had before. Back in the day when MTV was a new thing, they had a campaign called Rock the Vote, and
Yep.
it was aimed at getting younger people to get to the polls and support their candidates. But Rock the Vote never in the early 10, 15, 20 years of Rock the Vote did nothing. Everyone, in fact, people in
Mm.
politics would laugh and say, "You rock this." It was, sneered at and made fun of because literally younger people say, "Yeah, yeah, I'll come and vote," and they would sleep in and they'd find out that the other
Hmm.
candidate wanted to roll over and go to bed. That is not the case today at all.
No, no, it's not. Voter turnout's going across the board, and we're energizing our bases and getting more people out. And that's a lot of what we're doing right now at FullPAC at my company, and we're trying to bring the first retail opportunity for retail investors to participate in the growing trends of political election spending. And that's actually our ticker that's been reserved by NASDAQ on our website, gotv.com, for Get Out the Vote. That's everything that we're trying to do. We're trying to be a nonpartisan political outreach organization that can help fractionally fill in the gaps, campaign in a box with campaigns, political organizations, nonprofits, and elected officials to get out the vote, increase turnout in our democracy, because we believe that a higher turnout creates more fair elections.
Yeah. Now, Travis, let's just say that I'm running for dog catcher of Newport, California. Just making it up. Okay.
Yep.
I come to you. What would you do in order to help get me elected if I come and hire your firm?
There's a whole bunch of different things we can do. It really depends on where you are in your race. And that's kind of what we are able to do in filling the gaps. We can come and join a local campaign that's got nothing set up yet, right? We can come in and set up their digital, get them fully ready online with a nice, beautiful website, get their donation funnel set up, get them registered and compliant to begin texting. We can get their direct mail. We can do all of their digital ads for their Meta and Facebook targeting, obviously integrate AI so that we can have better targeting. Or if it's, maybe a bigger campaign, U.S. Senate that we're helping, and they already have their direct TV or their direct mail and their TV ready to go. Well, okay, we could just take over their texting and maybe some of their fundraising and survey and polling so that we can really fill in the gaps. It's really, we can fill in any gaps that we need to help these campaigns so that our only goal is to make sure that the budget that they are spending is being used effectively so that we're not just throwing our noise into the void, but we're actually having meaningful conversations with voters.
Pretty amazing. And where do you see the biggest ethical fault lines emerging as AI becomes more commonly used? What safeguards are being put in place to prevent any abuse?
Oh, that's a question that's probably way above my pay grade, but we are internally integrating a lot of protections to make sure that the AI content that is being generated is disclosed. That's one of the most important things, making sure that people know that they're looking at AI because they're not going to be able to tell on their own. So having those disclaimers and using it in a responsible way, AI is a very powerful tool, and we believe campaigns should be using it, but using it responsibly, disclosing that it's being used, and not creating content that would be considered deep fakes or trying to impersonate other people, but using it in a way that just expedites the way and the speed that a campaign can respond to the changing political environment.
Love it. All right. We are out of time, but Travis Trawick, the chairman and CEO of FullPAC, we thank you for coming on this morning. I'm sure we'll see a lot of you in the future.
Be happy to come back. Thank you, Ken.